how's it going, bros? My name is...
Who is this beautiful, ugly motherfucker, you may ask? This, ladies and gentlemen, is the one and only Mr. 54 million himself. PewDiePie! What's going on, ladies and genitals, boys and girls? This is your dude, Mr.OBJective here. I hope you are having a beautiful day, and I'm bringing you my first installment of a little segment I'd like to call YouTubers Who Have Changed the Game. So naturally, the first one I would like to speak about is the biggest YouTuber on the platform, Mr. PewDiePie. During these conversations, I'm just going to go over things, that they've done that have really shaped their channel, and grew their audience, and, why a lot of people respect them. I, for one, everybody that I'm going to talk about when I do these things, I have respect for, even if they don't do the coolest things all the time. I mean, everybody does some shit, but the point is the content that they make, whether it be cringy, comedy, whatever, there's still a lot of hard work that goes into it, and that's stuff that I like to notice in these channels. So one thing I'm going to ask you guys is, if you have somebody that you'd like to see one of these on, leave their name in the comments below. YouTube's a big fucking platform, so there's a chance that I have not seen everybody on here. So if you have somebody you enjoy, please leave their name or their channel or something, their channel name in the comments, and I'll be happy to check them out, and who knows, maybe I'll make one on them as well. But let's jump into this shit. So PewDiePie, or better known as Felix Shellberg, I'm not going to pronounce his middle name because it's very hard. Mr. Felix was born on October 24th, 1989 in the country of Sweden. Little known fact, he is the third biggest thing to come from Sweden, behind Swiss hot chocolate and Swedish fish. So one of the biggest things Mr. PewDiePie is known for, that I'm sure a lot of you know, is his gaming commentary, his reactions to different games and playthroughs that he has. We'll say that he falls under the Let's Play umbrella. He's made a ton of different playthroughs of different games. Some of the games that have really pushed this envelope for him and brought him into light. He played Happy Wheels, which is one of his biggest series, I think, that he had on his channel.
Welcome to Tabasco's Quiz Part 2. Ah, shit, I didn't read a question! Son of a bitch, boy! Ah!
You can go to any of his videos, and you'll see anybody asking him to play more Happy Wheels. I think he actually made a recent video on it, in which he discussed the Happy Wheels game in general. And that he, after playing it a while, soon developed a hate for it. And then after that, well, not after that, I think before that, he played, scary games in which he had jump scares, which he was one of the first ones on the platform to do that. People really flocked to that when he started posting those amnesia games in which he was a scary little bitch. He really changed the game in that sense. Is after he did those things, you can literally look on YouTube the next day and everybody is doing it. He has that effect on a game or a trend. If he does it, somebody else will do it. And that's, something that he's voiced before on, not copying content, blah, 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 whatever. Fucking YouTube is YouTube, period. If you make something good and you make something funny, you make something people enjoy, people will always try and make the same thing. It's not going to be the same as yours, because if it's the same as yours, then obviously that individual's going to get a lot of hate. But people are going to adopt those types of things. For my videos, I make funny cutscenes, and I add little funny memes and shit that I've kind of gathered from my time on YouTube that I've watched and I find funny. If they're delivered properly, of course.
Disappointed!
So if you just throw a random "fuck you" in, then probably won't be taken so well. But the point is one of the biggest things that he's done for himself is these games, and has really brought to light different characters and different ways to portray these games on YouTube that people really flock to. Another thing our hero, Lord and Savior, Mr. Pewdiepie, has done that not a lot of people talk about. And he's actually talked about this a bit because people love to talk about the shit they don't like about him and the wrong shit that he's done. But one thing that they don't really talk about is the amount of money he's actually raised for charities. You know, he's raised charities. He's raised money for charities like Wildlife Fund. He gets to save them animals.
Just kidding, I got it.
He's raised money for St. Jude's Children's Hospital. He actually did one called Charity Water, and many others. He's actually, you know, donated around $2.5 million or more in money, in actual money, to these places. You know, he is a giver in that sense. You know, he may like his solidarity, may like to kind of keep to himself and stuff like that, but when it comes to giving, it is one thing that, you know, he definitely does well. So a little bit about the personal side of things. So Pewds, you know, he found his soulmate, we'll say, but he found a girl while being on YouTube, who I believe she was a YouTuber at the time as well, but Marzia, who goes by Pewdiepie Marzia, or now goes by Marzia. And he first actually moved to Italy just to be with her. Then they moved around a bunch of different places, and I think now they live in Brighton, which PewDiePie is said to like a little bit more because nobody fucks with him. But all jokes aside, like I said, he does kind of like his anonymity and likes to kind of be on his own. So I think he probably just enjoys that a little more than a busy place like LA or London or something like that. Aside from that, Pewds has also been on and been portrayed on a bunch of different shows and YouTube channels like Epic Rap Battles of History, Good Mythical Morning. He's been a character on South Park. He's been on Late Night with Stephen Colbert. He's even been on Conan.
Yes! That was awful. We started to...
Last but not least, PewDiePie doesn't care what anybody fucking thinks. You know, it's been really apparent with his recent content that he's released. He's gotten a lot of hate from Wall Street Journal, shit like that. It's been all over YouTube. I'm sure you guys have heard of it. You know, I really think that shit was taken out of context. Obviously, some of the stuff that they used was really taken out of context. It's his humor, right? You either fuck with his humor or you don't. And he knows that the humor that he uses, he will have to pay for in some way. And that's the way he's paying for it, unfortunately. You know, that's the route that his businesses want to take, then that's fine. He uses his humor as he sees fit. But at the same time, it is humor. And this anti-Semitism and all that shit, you know, I just don't believe it. I really think you can't take his jokes, then, you know, don't watch him. It's like anything else on YouTube. You don't have to watch it, right? But if he is prepared to make those jokes, he should be prepared to take the criticism for it. So, you know, hats off to him for standing up for himself in those cases and stuff. But definitely a part of his career so far where he's gotten the most shit. So in conclusion, and to wrap this up, my thoughts on PewDiePie. My thoughts on PewDiePie is he's really changed his game by one, showing that he doesn't care what others think. That's very apparent with his content that he makes. Can be cringy at times. Self-proclaimed cringe master. And then the recent events with Wall Street Journal. Like, yes, he understands why, but at the same time, he's not going to apologize for it. And that's truly something to look at and take into consideration if this is something that you want to do. Another thing is he literally did this because he enjoys making content. Didn't do it to get famous, which is very apparent. One of the biggest pieces of advice that anybody can ever take, whether it be from him or anybody else that you look up to on YouTube, is do this because you enjoy it. Don't do it to get famous. Do it to put your content out there for people to enjoy. Thank you for watching this. If you're still here, I appreciate you. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. Remember, comment down below if you have anybody who you feel has changed your passion about YouTube, if you make YouTube videos, or if you watch them. maybe somebody who just speaks to you. I would love to look at different people that maybe I've never seen before. So, guys, again, thank you very much for watching this video. I'll be bringing many more. There are a lot of people on this platform that do good things. So, as always, this is your dude, Mr. Objective. Be you, be awesome, be brave. Peace.